Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
If you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure that you're one of those people who entered the crypto market, Bitcoin market, somewhere before the major rise, somewhere maybe at the top actually, but at least not yesterday, not a month ago, but maybe in 2017 or earlier, maybe in the beginning of 2018 when most of the people entered, like those who didn't consider to go into trading or investing before but heard about this new Bitcoin thing and jumped in, and now they are blaming themselves for being too reckless. So if you're one of those who did enter like a year ago or half a year ago, you probably know a lot already. You passed through all this bear market, all these swings. You know that Bitcoin will not rise to 100,000 in a couple of months after this drop, for example, or something like this. So, and you should know also that the situation for entering the market here, which was like at the top, was much worse, or even like this area or this area, which was much worse than entering market around here, just because of this was oversold and overhyped, and now it is overbought and overhyped. Now it's oversold and underhyped, and there are so many times we bounced off the support of the 6,000, and the technology developed so much, and we know a lot of positive news, regulation and everything like that. And this is basically one of the best times, based on all those reasons, to step in and build your portfolio, build your position in crypto. And if you don't realize that, then I guess that I shall remind you that although this is very like sort of boring here, there's no hype, there's no excitement. People don't see sharp rises, don't see huge profits. But this is the time when the smart money, huge investors, are building their positions. They're starting to accumulate their future wealth, future profits from this point. Of course, it could be lower, but still, technically, this is one of the best times for during like all the previous like 9-10 months to start with crypto, start with Bitcoin, look at some profitable altcoins, etc., etc. So, if you still need some encouragement, if you need more signs, more encouragement, if you need someone to push you, because I understand this is, we had so much bull traps, we had so many times like occasions when we were bullish and then our hopes were going up, but this is the critical point now. So now we need to be a little bit more faithful than in any time before. So if you bought, let's say, here, and then here, but didn't sell yet, and bought here, so it's absolutely the time to buy again, even though it may drop a little more, but still you're accumulating during this falling period. You need to just wait for the rise. So again, this is the sort of encouragement to you, and let's look at some news, some details and price and altcoins and everything. This is the Crypto Hamster channel. Let's go.
Let's go.
So what do we have with the price change? Recently it was very interesting, finally continuation of the previous trend of decreasing the spread between the exchanges, and now we have like less than $100 between tethered trading exchanges and non-tethered trading exchanges, which is good because it's more stable now. And actually I think Tether is something about 99 cents, like even higher than 99 cents. So it's sort of again some stabilization. But on the other hand, because of this drop, a lot of the altcoins are going down. We see a little bit increase in the dominance of the Bitcoin, but just very like 0.1%, and little decrease in the market cap. But a lot of altcoins are down in the red. You see a lot of the red here, but still it's the time when we can in principle buy in to return to the like having positions in some of those altcoins which we didn't have a chance to enter yet. So I think it's really actually a nice situation. So let's look at some interesting news which I was going to share with you guys. Supreme Court of India gives 2 weeks deadline for crypto government to clarify position on crypto. So it was like many times they delayed that, and they're not clear about crypto and Bitcoin in particular. And the thing is, now it is October 28th. So as I said, a lot of things would happen in November and December. And if this would be positive, then it will be probably one of the first initiations, like reasons to start the growth of the Bitcoin. If it would be negative, then it will be the reason to have a final dip before the rise, probably at least, I don't know, maybe a month, something like a month will stay falling, and then some sharp rise, I would expect at least. Don't forget that everything I say is my personal opinion, not financial advice. But in any case, both situations, both scenarios are positive. At least it looks like that to me. Speaking about the other things, is that you remember we were talking about Nasdaq, which is falling, and it's very like dangerous situation. But if you don't follow the content from the YouTuber Data Dash, it's very famous, so I guess you've heard about it. But he was talking about uranium, like also silver, gold, and uranium as one of the possible new bull markets in the future. And what we see with uranium, I would absolutely agree with him that currently uranium is building very similar like pattern. Maybe actually it should be weekly or monthly better. A very similar pattern which we see with Bitcoin when we dropped quite a lot, but support is holding, and the triangle becomes lower and like narrower and narrower. Somewhere in 19th year probably we should see the change of this, and the end of 19th year, maybe beginning of 20th, it would be the rise of this market, in my personal opinion too. And if you compare the size, the like initial size of the market, this is actually not the like physical uranium, but uranium companies, trading companies, producing companies, sorry. So if you compare the previous size of the market, it was like 10 times bigger, more than 10 times bigger, 11 to 12 times bigger than now. So it would be very nice. And actually looking at this, it's already flattening quite a lot. So looking at this and look at the volume also. Do you see how did it change over the last like a year, 2017 and 18th? Because here it was like pressed down. Here we see some increase, and then it is a dramatic rise of the volume. So probably a lot of the players are accumulating this position, and it will be even more like stable maybe than some crypto, because you know it's like traditional stocks and so on. But yeah, again, the ROI is really great. So probably some of the commodities, like, and this is actually commodity, instruments will be, assets will be quite profitable in the next couple of years, and Bitcoin and crypto supposedly being commodity as well, at least to some extent, could be treated like that. So we would expect this to grow as well. Finally, what I was going to mention in this sort of perspective is that we had a lot of the cases when we've seen like altcoins are going quite high. For example, that was with of course XRP, and that was with Raven coin. Where is the Raven coin now? Here, 62. So it had quite a jump, you see, recently. So this is like how the altcoin season looks like, basically, and it holds actually after it was the listing on Binance, but still you see how it rises to the very huge level, high level comparing to the previous ones. And we were often tricked by such a behavior, then it returns back, so it's just basically sort of a fake breakout. And a lot of the altcoins, for example, let's look, I don't know, let's see, what else? Substratum, my favorite, not favorite, but still I like it, Substratum. So you see how it looks like. A lot of the accumulation, and now it's time to go up. So for example, here it was maybe not enough accumulation or not enough flattening or something. So we may see the same as for Raven coin. And what is happening now, I just want to mention this one, PHX, Red Pulse Phoenix coin. I also was telling you about this coin like maybe from a month ago, and you see how was the nice flat region for the Phoenix, and now it has a huge pump. The thing with this pump is that although it was prepared a little bit with previous like small rises, still it is too sharp now in my opinion, and unless it will go like skyrocketing to I don't know, whatever 100x from now, then this is not really sustainable in my opinion. So of course it may repeat the destiny of Raven coin, which like holds still, but if it would not rise even more, then with like even more volume, now you see the volume is like 130 millions, while the current market cap is less than $30 million. And if it will not rise, then probably it will go down again. But anyway, if you were in position, as I was suggesting before, on such coin as Phoenix, then, and on this coin in particular, I would like to congratulate you. It's really nice profit. So, but anyway, be careful with holding it, because you need to consider the price performance in terms of the sustainability. So, and a lot of the altcoins are doing the same thing right now. So of course there's like Zilliqa, right? And let's look at that 1 hour chart. So it's maybe not 1 hour, maybe 1 day chart is better, like this. So it was very huge before, and now it is sort of accumulating around the bottom. And what else, like Quark chain is now falling. You see, this is what I'm talking about. So it was very nice smooth rise, but now it's correcting, and maybe actually it's time to go up, but I wouldn't be surprised that it will return to the previous level, because maybe it was too small period for the accumulation, although I'm still very bullish on Quark chain. Same thing like one chain, for example, again accumulation going up. NEM accumulation, previous was very high. Walton chain, also the same thing, accumulation going like breaking this falling trend, and all of them like that. Like Icon, of course you need to look at the more or less reasonable coins in terms of the fundamentals, but still. So again, the same as with Bitcoin, guys, you may lose your money if you enter to the market right now. That's no doubt about that. It may go to 400 or whatever, but looking on this from the risk-reward ratio, from the perspective of being in the profit statistically, this is a very nice time to enter. So again, it's your decision, but I would personally consider to look at the positions to build exactly during these weeks before December, because even now you see how things happen with Phoenix or other coins. You may miss them, so of course don't FOMO, but don't blame yourself afterwards when you would look at those coins and think, oh, I was going to buy them, but I didn't because I was too scared from all that bear market. And that was the purpose of this bear market, to make you scared, to make you desperate, and didn't want to start all over again. But this is actually how you will be distinguished from the, like, a profitable trader will be distinguished from the person who will lose all the money. So you need to look back, take your lesson, and return with more knowledge and more bravery and so on. So safe trading and goodbye.